We do have a topic to get to, and we'll talk about that here on the show. But also, with a very special guest, we're going to announce how you fans at home, wherever you're watching on the Heavy on Jets Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. That was anticlimactic. I apologize. Anywho, we will have more on how you guys can buy tickets and join us for Jets Patriots coming up. Zoinks! It is unequivocally the Super Bowl for New York Jet fans.
Field Yates, baby. Field gosh darn Yates. Let's bring him on the show.
Come on, people. Connor Rogers is joining the show. What's up, Connor? But Trevor gosh darn Sycamore, baby, for me, personally, my favorite New York Jet of all time.
Wow, it's great to be on. What an intro that was right there.
Paul, nobody does an intro like you, man.
Paul, you give the best intro of literally any podcast that I've ever been.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas.
Hey, what's poppin', everybody? Paul Edgton Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. Before I get to any of those juicy deets, let's bring in our special guest. He's a multi-time visitor to this program and one of the best in the business, a fellow bearded enthusiast. That is Nick Shine, proud NYJ fan here on the show. What's up, Nick? Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How's everyone doing? It's my first time with the Coffee Club, which I believe they've taken that name on in the morning, right?
That's true.
How's everyone doing?
Well, we're doing excellent, and we've been teasing this for a little bit, and you're going to see it on social media, but there is a Boy Green Daily exclusive for all you people that are watching right now. And guys, if you would like to join us for New England Patriots, New York Jets, Week 3 home opener, MetLife Stadium, Week 3. You guys can lock in your spots right now. In the YouTube description down below is all the details for our tickets, and I'm going to be talking about that with Nick here to start the show, that you guys will be able to join us for Jets Patriots. And here's how you guys can lock in your spots. So we're all sitting and watching the game together. If you have not bought your ticket yet, the ticket price is $140. We also have an optional tailgate for $65. All the details at tailgatejoe.com. Those details are down below. You guys need to reserve your spot if you'd like to join us and sit with us at the game, and you need to do it as soon as possible. And again, you could do it right now to lock in your spot with myself, Nick, and there will be several Jets content creators. Connor said he's going to be on the way as well. In my description on YouTube, and I'm about to add Nick's as well, you can PayPal or Venmo me the $140 per ticket, so how many tickets you want to buy and join us with, plus the optional tailgate as well. Again, PayPal or Venmo, all the details down below.
Yeah, and the home opener, the Patriot game, the home opener is a little more expensive. So Jets do their staggered pricing now. So the Buffalo game is the most expensive game at $160. This one happens to be $140. This is the price the Jets are charging us. We're not making $1 on the ticket. We're not making $1 on the tailgate. Everything you send us just passes on the superhighway and goes right over to them. That's something that we agreed we both wanted to do this year. We want to just give you guys the experience. So all money in will be all money out. That's why it's easier. I have a Venmo card. I'm going to pay with Venmo when the Jets say, hey, buddy, time's up. That date, from my understanding from the email, is July 8th. Monday, July 8th, I'm getting a phone call to lock in the group. So if you are interested in coming and you need to get us those funds by then, please. I don't want to see you guys miss out. I haven't spoken to them yet. This is just the email. I don't know if, hey, we can give you to this such and such date, but if we're ready to go and we have everyone July 8th, boom, let's get the business done and look forward to the fun.
100%. And I'm glad that you mentioned that, Nick, because, like I said, our goal of putting this together is not to make a bunch of money off it. Absolutely not. Our goal is to try to rally and gather a lot of Jet fans together for an affordable price and to enjoy it all together and have a lot of fun. So we are absolutely not charging dimes or anything for any of that. And plus, the tailgate price is the tailgate price as well. There's no upcharge on that. That's straight from Tailgate Joe, where there's alcohol and food and a whole shish kebab. That's optional. If you guys want to get involved in all that, I don't know why you wouldn't. You may want to tailgate the heck up ahead of that game. But if you do, great. You guys can read those descriptions down below and send that over, or on the other side. So again, Jets Patriots, lock in your spot. Very limited time. You heard him. It's coming up here in the very near future, so you might as well lock in your spot again as soon as possible. Several content creators are supposed to be there: Connor, Woody, myself, Nick Shine, Uncle VR. So many people are going to be there, and Johnny Boy, and so many others for you guys to make sure that you guys are heading over. So again, you guys can do that right now. My PayPal and Venmo are in there, and Nick Shine's Venmo are all down below. So again, do that ASAP to lock in your spots. All right, we'll promote that throughout the show a little bit. Plus, of course, I'll have a promotional graphic out later so you guys can read some of those details before you guys make those decisions. Nick, anything else on this before we move on to anything else? I want to make sure we give this its proper TLC.
No, you cover everything. For all the info, Tailgate Joe, Instagram, tailgatejoe.com. You'll see what he charges at $65 and everything he provides. The menu's not out yet. They don't run out of food. They don't run out of beverages. So yeah,
There it
check
is.
it all out and get us that money. Just put a note. Make sure we have your full name. The last four digits of my phone number should be with the info, and that way, when you send somebody new a Venmo, it asks you to confirm, is this a person you want to send to?
100%. And I will, Nick Shines, both his ad for Venmo is on there and the last four of his digits. I'll also put the last four of my digits on there too, just in case, because I'm sure that'll be the same issue potentially for sending it to a new person. Those are the last four of my number, and I just put that in there now. Last four of my number are in there as well. So that is now officially in on the YouTube description, along with all the other information. So guys, check that out and lock in that spot ASAP. So we'll come back to this, like I said, sporadically throughout the show. But one of the things I did want to get to, because I read this article from Zach Rosenblatt yesterday, and it felt more like a curse than like a tip of the cap. So for those who didn't read it, Zach Rosenblatt for The Athletic went, wow, man, the Jets have been super lucky. And Jet fans will be like, what the hell are you talking about? We've had all this unfortunate luck the last couple of years. It's like, man, they haven't had any injuries on defense. Look at all these other teams in the NFL. They've had these injuries, these injuries, these injuries. And I really wish it was something we just didn't speak about, because I don't want to, let the gods know that, oh, wow, yeah, we got to correct that and throw a lot of defensive injuries in. So the theme of the show, beyond all our tickets and promotions and all that's going on, is revealing our biggest concerns for the Jets in 2024. I'm going to be honest, after reading that article, that's like number one on the list now, is that finally, after all these offensive injuries we've been dealing with the last handful of years, that we've really had nothing of serious note on the defensive side of the ball. I'm going to be honest, Nick, right off the top rope, that is one that is of grave concern to me now, especially after reading that article, that time's going to flip the other way.
He had to say it.
Bastard.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's something we've all mentioned. Like I've said, the injury baton, right? Like the offensive line has been carrying that injury baton. Quarterback had it last year. You don't want to see that get passed around. You just want to see that get dropped. Drop the baton, get out of the race, stop getting injured, everybody. And I keep saying, I pray multiple times a day, and I always add in my prayers, dear Lord, if there's any year that this Jets team stays healthy, please let it be this year. Let this group of guys stay together for 20 games and take care of business and hoist the trophy at the end. So,
what's another concern for you? So we have the defense against Zach Rosenblatt's article. You can check it out if you want. There's interesting nuggets to say how much everyone else has been getting beat up on that side of the ball, but I just wish it was this unspoken thing that we weren't going to write in an entire article about. I would have preferred not to. It's a fine article, stats and all kinds of interesting nuggets, but nuggets I preferred that wouldn't have read at that point. But nonetheless, what else do you have, Nick, for your concerns?
Just distractions. I mean, when you have somebody the size, and we didn't experience it last year. We dealt with Hard Knocks, right? When you have somebody the size and the stature, of an Aaron Rodgers who, now that Brady's gone, is good or bad, like the face of the league or one of them, right? Like he's in that little handful of guys with Mahomes, and I don't know. I think it just might be them in terms of media. Dak gets it because he's the Cowboy fan. He's
Of
the
course.
Cowboy quarterback, but you don't put him on that level. But everything our quarterback does, says, reacts to, becomes a national story in some way, shape, or form. So that's something we didn't really get to go through last year because it was just the injury that was spoken about. It wasn't the rigors of the season. It wasn't the comment after a loss. It wasn't the reaction. Listen, he calls out players, right? He will call you out if you're not up to par. He'll throw you out of his huddle. He's got a standard with his offense. We've never had a quarterback really do that. Chad was a player's quarterback, you know. Favre was just an arrogant a-hole, at times, right? Like I tore my bicep. I'm not going to say nothing, So we've never had somebody hold our players accountable and maybe possibly embarrass them. So, the media is going to run with that. And I don't worry about the locker room being distracted as much. I just hate the eye roll story. Like, here we go. They're going to talk about this. So I know it's fun to discuss, but when you consume as much content through YouTube and Twitter as we all do, it makes for a long week after a loss, right? Not that we're going to lose very often, maybe 2-3 times, two times, because the week 18 one that won't matter with the Dolphins, that's our third loss that I have. It'll be all the backups playing because we'll have the 1 seed and the division locked up by then. So who cares about that one?
Yeah, I love it. That would be juicy. And speaking of on those Rodgers stories, again, this week we are 2 weeks after mandatory minicamp. We are again less than a month from training camp. The Aaron Rodgers mandatory minicamp thing remains. I was watching a Jake Asman live show yesterday on that Shannon Sharp clip that I tweeted out there about the first take and him saying that this is why he hasn't won more and all that jazz and mandatory and all this other crap. So the fact that that's getting so much more run, that is almost a precursor of the kind of crap we're going to get during the season, depending on things happening. The way to quiet that, of course, is to your point, only lose 2 or 3 games all year. Not a lot of room for people to chatter it up. Have you been, let me put it this way, have you been surprised of the Shannon Sharps, the First Takes, the ESPNs, everyone continuing to run this story, even now, weeks later after mandatory minicamps already ran over?
No, because all of these media outlets know if you mention a Jet, our psychotic fan base will show up en masse and click your link and view your video and watch your podcast just to know what you said. So we don't know how to ignore clickbait. We don't know how to be mentioned and just let it go. We have to show up in full force to say, hey, we're not standing for this. And outlets use that. They use that. They know. Like Pro Football Talk put the Jets at 25.
He did.
Everyone shared it. Everyone's talking about it. Why do you think they did it? If you put us at 8, all right, cool. That's respectable. If you put us at 25, boom, it's all over the internet.
Yeah,
So,
let me see. Let me double check that one right now because I think it's his pinned tweet. So let's see, which I'm sure he's going to be very happy about the number I'm about to read. So let's see. Yep, it's his pinned tweet. Oh, wow. Okay. So it has 2.1 million interactions. It's got 5.1 thousand likes and 1.1 thousand reposts and retweet with 2,000 plus responses to this with his full details at profootballtalk.com. That tweet that is pinned has millions of looks. Yep.
Yeah. So we'll get used for how psychotic we are as a group. And I say that in a loving, endearing way as
Of
one
course.
of the psychos.
And by the way, it worked, obviously. And, people, I'm seeing a lot of interactions in the comment here. David said, Nick stole my grandmother's glasses.
That's
wow.
not true. I stole your grandmother. The glasses just came along with it, Dave. So,
Bing,
bang.
bang.
From Curry range on that one to you,
Yeah,
Dave.
there you go, Dave. Nice try, pal.
And
Not
if
so
I could
fast.
point something out,
Please do. Yeah.
For those, I didn't watch it.
Okay.
I don't support terrorism, so I did not watch the Patriot documentary. Gunny
Yes.
posted about it.
I saw him. I saw
And-
you guys interacting about it. I did see it, so unfortunately.
And they're talking about all of the drama, all of the issues, all of the problems.
Yeah.
I say this to reference the Aaron Rodgers thing and
Okay.
winning masks everything.
Mhm.
Who cares what you're going through if you're holding up a trophy at the end? Because everyone just remembers the trophy. They don't remember the October drama. They don't remember the November argument in the meeting. They remember the finality of it. They remember the trophy. And that's all fans will remember. Yeah, we'll go through the ups and downs and the rigors of the season, and we'll ride that wave, you and I and everyone else. But at the end of the day, and the end of the season, if you get to celebrate under the green and white confetti, baby, that's all we're going to care about.
100%. And yeah, that just goes to show you that with the level of drama and the Patriot fans complaining about it. So you've watched this documentary. It's like a 10-episode thing on Apple TV Plus. Feel free to watch it or not if you choose against that. I did it for my radio show. And as I watched it, I'll be honest, hearing about all their drama, it felt a little, well, you won 6 Super Bowls. You hoisted 6 of those things. So I guess any of the drama you may be complaining about or too much focus on the drama with all the championships. That's a first world problem that I'd like to embrace,
Yeah.
quite frankly.
Yeah. I would love to know who was the jerk along our championship journey.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I'll
Yeah.
be the jerk if I have to. I don't care. Put me in a documentary and talk about it. I'll be the a-hole. Do whatever we need. Just can we get the Super Bowl documentary?
That'd be nice. So let's. I'm looking forward to that football life coming out here in a handful of months on that subject matter. In general, with the people like the Mike Florios, the Shannon Sharps, all of those people, would you advocate for Jet fans, the crazy psychotic Jet fans, just not to interact? Because that's what I've had a few people say when I'm like, "Can you believe this idiot?" And he's like, "Well, that idiot won't exist if all of us stop interacting with him." But like
They can't.
that seems like a good solution in theory, but we can't help ourselves but react to it. Like, what
Yeah.
the hell? Like, it's almost like, you can make fun of your brother, but like anyone else can't make fun of your brother. Like, there's this primal urge to
Yeah.
defend the Jets when something stupid or idiotic is said about them.
Yeah. It also cures traffic if when there's an accident, everybody doesn't slow down to look. And I
That's
could
true.
say it all I want, but
Yeah.
people are still going to slow down and look, right?
Of
So
course.
like we know the cure, we know how to stop it. It's not a possibility, right?
Mm.
It's not logical. So we are who we are.
Mm.
I don't know if this happens with other fan bases because I
Yeah,
don't
I don't
follow
know.
their Twitters,
Sure. Right.
so I don't know if they just take advantage of us in the big market. And like I said, respectfully, we're psychopaths. We're
Yeah.
psychopaths. You mention us, you talk about our mama. We're coming down the street, knuckles clenched, ready to fight, and we want you to clarify why you spoke our mother's name out of your mouth.
Yeah.
That's us. We're the neighborhood bullies.
Mm-hmm. I love it. One other potential concern, and I'm curious where you stand on it, obviously, is this Hassan Reddick situation, which we're kind of addressing concerns with the Jets heading into 2024. One of them among the fan base certainly is this Hassan Reddick situation, him not being at OTAs, him not being at minicamp, and the threat of him potentially skipping out on training camp and all of those kind of things. If
Yeah.
you had to kind of categorize your level of concern on a 1 to 10 scale at this moment in time, kind of prognosticating here heading into training camp, what would you say it's at for you
I'm a 0.
personally?
I'm
0.
a 0.
Okay,
Yeah,
wow.
I'm a 0. As of today, June
Yes.
27th, I'm
Yeah.
a 0.
Mhm.
You get to August 15th, I'll start to turn the dial up a little bit. Pass rushers are pass rushers. It's not like it's a quarterback wide receiver where you got to get down the connection, you got to get down the timing. A pass rusher, a veteran pass rusher who knows how to get to the quarterback, knows how to get the ball out, will be ready when he shows up. Now, people have said, Jake said it to me, there's a difference from football shape and getting in game shape and just being in shape. But let's remember, they don't play in the preseason games. The starters
true.
aren't playing. The first 3 weeks of the season are your ramp up getting football shaped games because they've babied the preseason so much where it's just irrelevant and it's tryout games instead of ramp up games. It's still going to be the same timeline. So I get it, but give me August 15th. If he's not there August 15th, have me back on. I'll hit the panic buzzer and start to say, all right, now I'm at like a 6 or a 7. But right now, proven veteran, pass rusher. I know he's new to the team. I know we want our shiny new toy to show up and be there, and we want that peace of mind because we are the psychos that are already panicking about what if he's not there for game 1? 74 days out. Shout to Nick Mangold, also another Nick. also another proud beard owner.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm not there yet. I know it's the boring time, and then people will want to create something and talk about the what if, and then and our fan base is, like I said, what if he's not there here? What if he's not there? What if he holds out? I got too much real world crap to worry about. I can't panic about stuff that hasn't happened yet. I got
Fair
enough to
enough.
panic about that is happening.
Yeah,
But I
that's
figure it'll get
probably
done,
true.
right? Joe Douglas isn't acquiring a player without knowing we got to do X, Y, Z.
Okay, so
That's the way I look at it.
So, by the way, first off, I agree with you on the concern. It's non-existent at this point, but I'm a little more on the side of I don't want him to pull a Revis. He shows up a week before the season, and then like it just all can be okay. I just don't want any of that potential because we're going to need him for the 49ers game. We're going to need him for some of those early season contests, and I prefer just to have him as ready as possible, which would be a training camp, which is interesting. But on that topic of conversation, I'm curious, what do you think is the result of this? Does he play on the current contract? Does he get a little bit of a sweetener? Does he get a brand new deal? Of those three, what do you believe, power ranking style, is most likely?
Short extension, more money up front.
Okay.
I'll put that at the top. I think that's the only outcome. I think some other moves might have to get made for that to him to get to the number that he wants. I find it very hard to believe Joe Douglas, who does all his homework and goes very thorough through each process, didn't know what number he'd like to get to before acquiring him. So I don't think it's something that can't be done. I think both sides will be happy. Yeah, it's a matter of time, right? It's as you start to get painted back into the corner, as your hand starts to get, as the pressure starts to mount, right? Training camp opens, he's not there. All right, now Woody comes in, says, "Hey, don't worry about the money, get it done. Let's get him here." Okay, now you got the mandate from management, and now you proceed, right? But right now, when they're not there, he's not missing anything. There's no reason to give in yet because there's nothing being missed. As you start missing the practices, as you start missing the team meetings, as the preseason game 1 and then maybe 2 show up, that's when you'll see, all right. And Woody pays his guys, right? Between 2010 and 2019, Woody Johnson paid $970 million, second to only Daniel Snyder, to free agents. Woody cuts checks. He might not cut checks to the right people. He might not have the right people cutting the checks for him in terms of managing the football program, but he cuts his checks. Woody's not cheap when it comes to bringing in talent. You think in an all-in season, if not you, but anyone thinks in an all-in season, they're going to go in and have them hold out. I just don't think it's plausible in any way, shape, or form that Reddick isn't there.
Yeah, to your point, though, the one person that does believe that the coffers are kind of closed from that perspective is Rich Cimini, who has reported that Woody Johnson is done shelling out big bucks this offseason, and there is a Jerry Jones all-in-like approach moving forward. So, like the guys that people have been begging for, DJ Reed, Michael Carter II, Reddick, anything of that nature, it sounds like he won't. But who knows? That's one person's opinion. I lean towards he shows up day one of camp because he can get fined $50,000 a day for not being there. There's a chance for a hold-in potentially. He could choke out, ooh, my hammy, and then he could just keep himself in the medical room until they give him the money he wants. I guess that's a potential option. But I believe he shows up day one, and then I believe sweetener is the package that ultimately they give him a ton of interesting incentives for reaching all these milestones and then incentivize them more so moving forward. I think that's where we get.
Yeah, I see a comment from Eddie saying pay our own guys. I mean, we did. Quinnen's the only one. Quincy also, who have had the ability to cash in on a second contract. This class hasn't gotten there yet. So there will be. That's why I don't think you've seen DJ Reed get an extension. I think it's easier to replace the outside corner than it is the inside corner. I think you give Carter the $10 million a year, and maybe you see if Stiggers steps up. The guy's been making plays. You need guys like a Michael Carter, a 5th-round choice, to step up and become contributors to winning teams. You can't have $15 million across the board at every position. It just doesn't work that way. So
100%, 100%.
You're going to see Sauce get the biggest cornerback extension ever after the season. It'll probably kick in the 5th year, but it's coming. We just haven't had the guys to get there yet. We haven't drafted well enough.
That's a fair point too, and I would say on your DJ Reed, Michael Carter point, I love DJ Reed, so I hope they find a way to somehow keep him. But he's making on his original contract that he signed $11 million per year on his deal. And now that he's played so well, he's going to want more than that. Go to Michael Carter, to your point, his ceiling market for his contract is 10 or 11. So it's essentially the DJ Reed contract for Michael to lock him in for a next couple of years because of the variance between slot corner and boundary corner. So you could probably turn around and go 3 or 33, which is basically what Taron Johnson got with the Buffalo Bills. And again, DJ would want more expensive, and you'd have to hope for a Stiggers or Brandon Eccles if you bring him back, one of those kind of development stories. That's the probably uncomfortable truth about it, I'd imagine.
Yeah, and if you're going to be a good team and you're going to be competitive year after year after year, let's look at the Kansas City Chiefs, for example. Did they panic when they traded Tyreek Hill? No. They just traded their cornerback Snead, right, to Tennessee this offseason?
Yeah, L'Jarius Snead. That's right. Yep.
They let their talent go because they know they can go find someone else to do the job. When you have continuity, consistency, and cohesion between the front office and the coaching staff, you're comfortable making these decisions because you have the track record. I think if we let DJ Reed go, I have zero concern that they won't find someone else who can come in. They found DJ Reed. They found the guys in the Philly game last year. We're missing 3 of our top 4 cornerbacks, and we had probably our best defensive game of the season, giving up only 14 points to the Eagles. So I have zero concern that if they decide to let Reed and or Carter both go and get cheaper there, I'm okay with it. Because if you're going to pay all these guys, you're going to need a Stiggers to step in and be the new Carter, right? $500,000 to be a starter for your team. So
yeah, we can only hope.
you can't keep everyone.
That's true, and we can only hope that this former CFL guy can make this leap. He showed a lot of promise early on. It'll be interesting to see if he could take a more substantial role. Another concern that I do have, and it won't be quelled, I guess, until I see him on the field, is Mike Williams, because I see the visions of peaches and cream and fairyland of what it would look like if he's fully healthy, dominating. I'm like, oh man, that's going to be impossible to stop with him and Garrett and everything else they have on offense. But I also have the like upside down Stranger Things vision of he is compromised from the torn ACL. It's going to take him a while to get ready. And then all of a sudden, our number 2 is some mix of Malachi Corley, Xavier Gibson, Alan Lazard. And I'm like, oh boy, suddenly that does not look as sexy as I thought it did. So that's one thing in the back of my head as we wait. Mike Williams says he's going to be ready for the season. The Jets say, he'll probably be ready, for an activation off the PUP mid-August, which is only a handful of weeks out for the season. It's just there's a lot of unknown there, which kind of scares me.
Yeah, I was saying yesterday that I see is Mike Williams going to be on a pitch count like Brees was last year, right? Are we bringing him in red zone only, big third downs? Do you go with a Lazard or a Brownlee? That's one of the storylines I'm interested in seeing in camp, because let's not forget last year, Rodgers was the one mentioning Brownlee, Charles, and Gibson. I'm sorry.
Gibson.
Yeah,
yes. Yeah.
It's early, man. I'm not part of the coffee club. I didn't have my coffee yet. I'm usually like an 8:45 riser. But that's one of the things I'm looking for, right? The story within the story. Yeah, we know Mike Williams, but now the story is going to be who's going to get those reps until he's up to speed. So that's something I got my eye on. I'm a Brownlee fan. I would rather go with the younger guy. I would rather go. Aaron Rodgers has a fantastic track record of making, creating, and developing young wide receivers throughout his entire career. I want to see who's his guy. Don't forget, guys were open last year. Everyone bitches about Hackett because the offense wasn't doing anything. But your quarterbacks were scared or unable to read, recognize, and release on time. And if you miss your window, I'd rather him not throw it. I know the sacks suck. I know him scrambling around with his head chopped off sucked. But I'd rather have that than the interception that gets returned. So it's going to be a totally different team to watch. We've never had a general like this before. So
No.
everyone's going to do better. Everyone's going to play better. Guys are going to get their names out there. Someone that we don't expect, maybe a Zach Kuntz, is going to catch like a game-winning touchdown on a national televised game, right? Like guys are going to have moments that they haven't had before with this team.
Which is going to be special. It's going to be special to see, and I can't wait because, again, we haven't had anything like this ever, so it's hard to even like imagine. So when we've seen the training camp highlights last year, I was kind of like, "Wow, look at this! Oh boy, I can't wait to see that during the season." So I think a lot of people are dreaming to see
Yeah.
what potentially that could look like. All right, Nick. Two questions here. First off, how much
Shoot,
time do you have available
I'm
here at
good.
this point?
I'm good.
Okay.
I start work 11:30, so
Okay.
I'm good.
Well, okay. Beautiful. All right. This is going to be the longest Boy Green Daily of all time.
Right.
Number two, it is pinned. People can now call into the show. That is the pinned comment on YouTube. So feel free to utilize that feature to do so. And while we're waiting for that, another plug, because we have 300 people in the room right now that are watching live, and I know plenty watch after the fact. I want to go back to where we were at the beginning. Me and Nick Shine, the Avenger style, are combining our superpowers, and we are gathering and rallying because we are going to Jets Patriots Week 3, the home opener, MetLife Stadium, Thursday Night Football, all that jazz. All of that is happening, and we want you guys to come with us. All the details are in the YouTube description down below. Tickets are $140 a pop, and that is for what is that? Upper end zone 140. Is that
Or upper
right?
end zone. Should be like the Madden view, upper end zone.
Okay. Upper end zone, everybody. So we'd love for you guys to sit with us and watch the Jets Patriots game together with us. Again, it's $140 a pop for each ticket. So again, if you're bringing multiple people, feel free, and we're all going to sit together. This is going to be a group package, group rate from the New York Jets, and you need to lock in your spot ASAP. And we are opening up the floodgates for the very first time today, live, exclusively on this show. So I have my PayPal and Venmo information down below. Nick Shine's Venmo information is down below, plus each of our last four digits of our phone number, since you guys may not have interacted with us in that way before. So you guys have that. We want as many people as possible to buy their tickets right now. I'm going. Nick Shine's going. Several content creators are going. Again, Connor Long, the 12-year-old super Jet fan. Woody, my father, showing up. Reserve your tickets. Everyone's asking where the info is. K-Brock, it's in the YouTube description down below. So again, $140 per ticket. Give all the information, say your first and last name when you send over any money over PayPal or Venmo to either of us. Say your first and last name, full name, how many tickets you're getting, what you're sending it for, like 2 or 3 tickets, 1 ticket, tailgate option, which is $65 as well. Tailgatejoe.com is all the details for what you will be purchasing with that $65. And again, and then you can PayPal either me or Nick Shine below. All the info is in the YouTube description down below. And again, we have a very limited window. If you say, I want to wait, well, we only have a very limited time for you to wait. You got to reserve your spot if you want a spot at the dance. So feel free to do so. Go ahead, Nick, with anything else I may have missed there.
Yeah, even if you want to send partial payment, just put that note in the Venmo. If say you send $100, but you're getting 2 tickets, just put partial payment, 2 tickets, so we know the number that we're gonna get to. So when I speak to the Jets, I can say we haven't estimated this much. I need another week or 2 to get some more money, and I'll ask for that. I don't know if they'll comply. We are a new group, and I know they have. It's the opener. So we don't want to sit on it, right? We know the opener is a popular game. We know people travel, as you guys are doing for it. If you haven't already, also just follow, subscribe to my channel, Proud MIJ Fan, and we'll have information on there as well. And of course, Boy Green here doing it daily. And I'll be popping on with him. Maybe if it's all right with you, I'm inviting myself. We're gonna have to deal with it. We're partners now, baby.
Yeah, that's
we're,
right. We're in
we're
bed
running
with
this
each other.
together.
And I see that. So this is just what Nick Shine said. Not to interrupt, but K-Brock just asked. I was going to ask if I could do payments because I'm not sure if I could drop that much all at once. Yes, 100%. We are amenable to that because, again, it's going to be here on Nick Shine to give all that money to the New York Jets from all of us, the fans that are going with him. So we don't want to leave him caught holding the bag. So feel free to do that, but just be very specific because I don't want your money to get lost, K-Brock. So I want you to send me $50. Say, hey, big fan, Boy Green. Great. You can do that, by the way. But no, specifically as it pertains to this ticket package, I do want you to say full name, first name, last name, exactly what Nick said, partial payment. Yeah, I'm dropping 50 right now. I could do 50 for the next 2 weeks, however you can do it. Yes, let us know in the details as you send it. So send that information along if you can.
Yeah. And full disclosure, we're not chasing. Like it's up to you. If we give you the deadline, it's up to you guys to make it. I will ask for a delay. I can't guarantee it. It's not our call. I'd hate to send people money back. So, we've been talking about this for a little bit. Just please make sure you get it in. It's going to be a fun day. We're going to blow the doors off the Patriots, and it's going to be a blast doing it with people that we hang out with virtually every day in person. So let's do a little promotion with it. Rumor, true or false? You're getting on my shoulders. I know I'm not getting on yours. Are you getting on my shoulders for a Jet chant up there? Are we doing it, brother?
I will do it. Yeah, I've never done
Done.
that before, but check it off the
Done.
bucket list. And someone will have to get video footage of that. There's no doubt about it. That would be spectacular. So true.
Done.
I'm in.
That's worth the price of admission there alone.
There you
And
go. What a sales
as we
job.
previously said, this ticket price for the opener, the Jets do staggered pricing for games. Some games later in the season, the non-rivalry games, the Seahawks, the Rams, are cheaper. The Jets put the Bills game at $160 for these seats. They're $140 for this game. They're $140. I think they're $150 for the Dolphin game. But that's why this game's a little more expensive than someone who might be doing something later in the year. The opener is a hot ticket. The Patriots are a hot ticket. Kicking their door, then beating them by 30 is going to be fun.
Yeah,
So
and
it's our turn to be the ones that aren't the doormat, and we do the stepping on the doormat, and we wipe our shoes off on them.
100%. And what Nick was essentially saying, there's no upcharge. We're not, the Jets aren't saying, hey, it's $100, and then we're turning around and charging you guys way more. That's not what's happening. They're giving us 140. We're just trying to make even and give it exactly back to them. All right, let's jump over to the phone lines. We got Tim from Fishland here on the show.
Mr. Cheeks, how you doing, Paul?
Good, thanks, man.
Good. I saw your stream last week with Jake about the Madden stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I play Madden all the damn time. My ranked online what is it, like 325 to 180?
Wow. Holy.
Yeah, I'm pretty. It's just I think that the ratings thing is a little overblown because especially on offense, you could take a freaking player that's ranked 68 overall, as long as he's got speed in the 90s and acceleration in the 90s, he'll beat corners who are 99, 90, 92, 93. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The thing that I'm hoping that the new Madden changes is the defensive play. Okay, in that game. The game is literally made to have an onslaught of offense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can't get a rush with a 4-man rush. The damn freaking corners and safeties and linebackers, they don't pass off. So if it's a pick route, okay, and you're a man, they don't pass these guys off. You know what I mean? They just trail right behind them. It drives you freaking bonkers. And zone coverage in real football is zones only to like 15 yards. Once they get 15 yards downfield, it becomes man to man. So that's one thing I really, really want to see change with the new Maddens. What do you think?
100% I agree. As a very aggressive Madden player, I was just playing 2 days ago or something, and I was running that, and that exact thing happened. I was playing online, and I'm like, son of a gun. It's just, there's a lack of a pass out there. So yeah, it's more so the intricacies. I'm a franchise player, so I also like any improvements and upgrades to there. It sounds like they've made several. I'm kind of curious to see when the new Madden comes out here in a couple of weeks / a month plus of when that comes out. That's the other feature that I really care about a lot, but it is the intricacies. I was a guy that, kind of built my foundation on defense on Madden, and that kind of led to everything else on all the offensive stuff. So I'm a defensive guy at heart, and that's exactly what I want.
Yeah, and the thing that drives me nuts is you can't get a good rush with 4 men.
Right. 100%.
You know, you can't get a good rush
to do it. Oh yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you have to disguise stuff, this and that. It drives me nuts. It absolutely drives me completely bonkers. And if you come with a blitz and they block it up, you're done.
Wow,
they're gonna gash you.
I'm going to view you forever differently now, Tim, after hearing your Madden ranking and your numbers and your passion about it. Wow.
I think I said I was like top 16,000 in the world yesterday when I looked on my ranking thing.
That's pretty good.
So I mean, if you're in the Jake Asman Discord and you want to, get a game going, I'm down.
Business. Okay. Tim just laid out the challenge. I love it. Tim, thanks for the call, brother.
All right, no problem.
Now there is Tim from Fishland. Some Madden talk. Okay, I like it. Are you a college football video game Madden guy, Nick? You dabble in this one?
I'll play Madden with the kids. I don't have a system, so like when I go to their house, like we'll play. If I go to my nephew's,
Okay.
I'll play, and I mean, it's you don't play for a couple of years. The controls are all the same. It's the same thing. It's just they pretty up the cover every year to try to sell the game. But like you said, the gameplay has been the same. Once technology and all the AI advancements the last couple of years with the graphics,
Mhm.
there's no sense in buying it anymore.
I
In
still
my
do
opinion.
every year, but
I know.
yeah.
I'm 45 though. I'm past the
I see.
like for years. I had to get it. I was the one there waiting at the store for it to open.
Well, I'm seeing a lot of people in here, like 3 siblings, part of the Boy Green Coffee Club. I'm the best Madden player in this chat. And there's a lot of trash talk going on. I love it. I love the college football video game coming back, so I will be all over that in Dynasty mode happening here in a couple of weeks. All that's coming out shortly. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. We got Ricky New York live here on the program with a crispy, nice hat. What's up, Ricky?
Hey, how's it going, Paul? Nick, how you doing today?
What's up, buddy? Good morning. How are you?
Good. Today's certainly better than yesterday, so trending in the right direction.
Amen.
At any
What do
rate,
you wanna do?
kind of staying on topic with what you were talking about for the show. I'm not gonna take the easy route and say health because of course health would be a concern. But if I had any concern about this team, there would only be 2.
Okay.
I would hope that the Jets don't maybe, I don't know if overlook is the right word, but some of our fans that it seems like they're taking certain opponents, certain matchups for granted. I'm curious to see some of these matchups, and I mean, we did add a lot of good weapons. We've added a lot to this team in the offseason, but the teams that we're facing, they added people too. And I'm going to throw out some statistics for you. This past draft, we saw 3 wide receivers go in the first round in Neighbors, Thomas Jr., and Pearsall.
And
those 3 guys,
yeah.
Those 3 guys in particular, when facing the same man-covered corner in man coverage, they combined all 3 of them for 3 catches, 20-something yards, 5 pass breakups and an interception, a quarterback rating of 28.7 when facing this particular corner who shut their asses down. Wow. And he just happened to get drafted by the 49ers, who had a pretty good defense already to begin with. So, and I've heard people say, oh, well, when we play the Rams, Aaron Donald's not there anymore. And I talked about this on your show before. They drafted 2 guys to replace him that are both pretty darn good too. And so I guess I worry about particular matchups and, hopefully, the organization isn't sleeping on some of these matchups the way that some of our fans seem to be. The only other concern that I have, and this is a big one, is that the fans aren't going to know how to act after all the ass that we're going to kick this year.
What a way to turn the ship there at the end, Ricky.
Yeah, I love
that.
What
a way to we're looking ahead. Some fans think we're going to win too much, and then all of a sudden we're going to kick the crap out of everyone. Way to reel me in at the end. I like that.
Right. I've been saying all along, 13 wins. It's this weird thing. Like the number 13 just seems to keep coming up everywhere. When I'm at work, it just all over the place. I call an Uber, your driver will be there in 13 minutes. Like that number just keeps popping up. So I made my prediction. I'm sticking with it. I'm not going to go crazy overboard like some people and say we're going to win them all. But hey, you know what? Double-digit wins, I will take it all day long.
Yeah.
That's what I love the call.
It's time for us to take over this division. The door is wide open. Now's the time for us to make our move. Anyways, have a great day, guys.
Thanks,
Be good,
Ricky.
pal.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
13 wins happens, as Ricky has prognosticated, and apparently the gods have told him in his chicken noodle soup with the 1 and the 3 in there, that would be the most wins the Jets have ever had in a single season ever. 12 is currently their most all time. That was in '98, and they only happened once. And they have a bunch of 11-win seasons in their history. They have that 12, and that's it. That's the ceiling. So 13 would set a new ceiling, which, again, with the talent of this roster, that would be a spectacular place to be. I appreciate that from Ricky. And also a very unique concern. That's not one I would have thought for the show, which is great because there's been a few in the comments I'll bring up as well. But that we're overlooking certain opponents. Because one, I will be honest, I'm completely overlooking is the Tennessee Titans. I think we're going to run through Tennessee. I think Will Levis is about to get the business from our defense. They have interesting wide receivers, and it's a first-year head coach. So there's a lot that I like about that. But I just heard Rich Eisen. I've just seen the headline of the video. I haven't listened to it yet. Like, overlook the Titans at your own risk or something. And I'm like, I know I'm overlooking them, and I'm going to continue to overlook them because I just think it's a great matchup for the Jets.
Yeah, but let's be real. At the end of the day, what fans view, speculate, think, project doesn't mean anything inside the locker room, right?
Sure, right.
Like, we have a veteran team. We got good leadership on both sides of the ball. They know the task at hand. They always talk about paying attention to details, focus on the task at hand. Don't look to Thursday if you're playing on Sunday in Tennessee, right? Don't get excited about the home opener. Take care of your business now, and then take care of down the road. So I don't think we have to worry about the team doing what we do, right?
Right.
Just they're getting ready. They're taking care of the process right now. And yeah, it's fun for us, but that team, I think, has laser focus. When you got CJ Mosley, now Quinnen, Sauce going into year 3, being more vocal. You got great leaders on every position group. You got a guy like Tyron Smith, who, let's be real, no offense to your dad, has been on a team that has had great success in the regular season and hasn't been able to finish the job in January. So he can bring a little interesting perspective from that. Like, all right, how many times have we seen the Cowboys blow out the Giants or Washington 45-6 in September, but then can't get out of one playoff game? So that brings a lot to the table. That brings a lot to the locker room in terms of, all right, let's not get too big now because we haven't done a goddamn thing yet. Who cares if you're 3-1? Who cares if you're 7-2? That doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things because you haven't finished the job. So Morgan Moses, another good, strong veteran, right? We got a lot of guys who've been there. Mike Williams has made the playoffs. Mike Williams has been on teams that have collapsed and missed the playoffs. Yes. So we got a lot of different players from around the league who Chuck Clark has been with Baltimore. They've been there too, not been able to finish the deal, right? Going in as 1 seeds and dominant teams. So I like all the different voices that we have and all the different experiences that they have helping mold, teach, and mentor still our young core.
No doubt about it. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. This is a guy that I think we'll recognize, and I don't know if I've ever had him call into my show like this. I know he's called into my show for a normal bit of doing some interviews, but the shade vacationing draft over Dom C here is on the show. What's up, Dom?
Hello, boys.
What's
How's
up,
everyone
pal?
doing?
Great.
Oh man, listen. I just happen to be cruising around, phones on, scrolling around on my way to work. I got a long drive today. I'm on the road a little bit, and you two guys are on. I had to come in and say hello. First off, 2 of my favorites out there. But then, as I'm listening to the show, I'm like, yeah, I agree. Paul, I think an excellent point that kind of flew under the radar here was when we're talking about the cornerback room. Obviously Nick said, and I think Nick is spot on, that Sauce Gardner is going to break he's going to break the bank, and then you're looking at the next 2. I too love DJ Reed, but when push comes to shove, you take DJ Reed's contract and you give that to Michael Carter II. You make Michael Carter II one of the top 3 paid slot cornerbacks in the NFL, and it's really net. It really nets itself out to what you're losing in DJ Reed. So I love that. I love that concept. I didn't think of it that way. It's probably unfortunate, but this may be DJ Reed's last season in New York. He's played himself into a and deservedly so, into a bigger deal that we're probably not going to be able to give him, right? You just
Or
probably
want to, right? Are you going to want to
that's-
give a 3-4 year deal to a 29-year-old cornerback?
Well,
Right?
I
Like
mean, that's just Joe
the
Douglas
whole
isn't going to do
purpose
that.
in bringing DJ Reed in was to be a hold the fort guy, right? The old Bill Parcells adage, where we're going to draft and we're going to bring in guys and we're going to build the pipeline. So hopefully that hits, because you can't live through free agency. You got to be able to draft these guys who come in on the cheap deals when you start paying Sauce Gardner number one cornerback money. When you give Garrett Wilson, number one, $30 million receiver money. You're going to have these guys who are making 1.2 million, 600,000 in year one. You're going to need those guys to have roles.
Yeah. Listen, you can't invest, 40-50 million dollars into your cornerback room. It's just not, feasible. It's just not smart spending. So you're right. So whether it's Stiggers, whether it's somebody else, again, kind of maybe putting the cart a little before the horse, but you know me, boys, the cornerback room in 2025 is loaded. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's these positions of highly touted positions that the Jets start to look at to draft, because that's what this draft in 2025 is going to be plentiful of: edge rushers, cornerbacks, wide receivers again. So all areas of need where the Jets need to get cheap. So that's a good thing. And Paul, you remember every Monday, as we were as we were in April, I told you, I said, cornerback is going to be a need for the Jets. They addressed it. They addressed it with Quantez Stiggers. Everything that you hear is wonderful about him. I know he's got the build. I know he's got the play style that he can stay outside. So maybe they just might have, maybe they have found, again, not putting the cart before the horse, the DJ Reed replacement. If they can develop him, and if the Jets are going to develop anybody, I trust it implicitly on the defensive side of the ball.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
If I could just clear something up. Yes, DJ Reed is 27 today. He turns 28 this season. If we are to extend him in 2025 season, he's turning 29. I'm looking down the road, gentlemen, not speaking about his age today.
And I will be honest. Let me plead the fifth here. As soon as Nick Shine said that, I go, what is he talking about? Let me go over my Google tab, and I'm like, he's 20. Oh yeah, well, he's 27 now. He turns 28.
Yeah, but if you're signing him to an extension, that extension hits when he's 29 during that season.
I immediately got angry at you, and then
thinking.
Yes, I immediately got angry, and then I looked. So I was whoever that same commenter was, whoever said that. But yes, I was in the same way. But you're right. He is 27 now, but you're not paying for now. If you gave him an extension, it'd be 27 to 28. You'd be paying him when he's 28, and he'd be turning 29 in the first season in which you signed him. So no, it's a fair point.
And and Joe Douglas
better to get out of the contracts. You want to get off of players before it's too late.
You're trying to pull a Patriot. 1 year too early, rather 1 year too late.
It's better. And then financially it's better, because now you're dropping from, $11 million a year down to someone on a rookie deal. So it helps you spend those assets elsewhere.
Yeah. I
just also think that in our defense, we're in base nickel so much compared to that is our base, that Michael Carter's value is even that much more higher than your typical quote unquote slot corner. And not to mention that he's pretty freaking good at his craft.
Yeah.
Both physical, both in coverage, understanding zone, stepping up and pressing the run. Replacing an outside corner in this very zone heavy quarters based defense might be a little bit easier than the slot corner. So, listen, I don't want to take up too much time. I love you boys. Can't wait to talk to you again more.
Can't wait. Tom C. gracing us with his presence here on the show. Now, I will address this one because I know this is an obvious one, and I appreciate Dave bringing it up. But Dave on our YouTube channel says the two biggest concerns are the coaching staff with Robert Saleh and Nathaniel Hackett. Dave says here on YouTube, Saleh needs to improve his in-game adjustments and overall team discipline. Please keep Hackett's finger off the offensive trigger, which, again, he is the lead play caller, and Saleh confirmed that this year, despite some Todd Downing playing around with at the end of mandatory minicamp. Yeah, those are the two. If we're going to pick out two from the bucket, those are two that I think are often not overlooked. We talk about them so much that sometimes we then forget that we just talked about it. But yeah, Saleh and Hackett are two for sure that should obviously be featured on the list.
Yeah. Well, my concerns for Hackett are much less with Aaron Rodgers at the helm.
So they're mitigated.
There's a clip that I reference all the time. And Aaron Rodgers, I forget if it was One Jets Drive or Hard Knocks last year.
Yeah.
But he said something along the lines of that if a play call comes in, he doesn't like it, they're not going to burn the timeout with Aaron Rodgers out there, right? He's going to do I can't hear you. The headset's out and call the play that he likes. So when we saw him on the sideline doing the
geez. Oh, yeah.
Guess what he does in the huddle? He goes, yeah, scrap that. Checksville's here. We're doing this, guys. Let's go get this first down. Let's go score this touchdown. So Aaron Rodgers has the ability, the mentality, and the trust of the coaching staff to change the crap calls that might be coming in. And then he gets to execute the play, which is a lot better than Hackett handing it to Zach Wilson, right? It's probably the greatest upgrade in positional play in NFL history, going from Zach Wilson it was like going from Jamarcus Russell to maybe Tom Brady in his prime. Like that's what we're doing with this upgrade. So the Hackett concerns lessen for me with Aaron Rodgers being able to say, nope, didn't hear you. Here's what we're doing on this play.
And so many people, I think, outside of Jet fans, I don't know how you wouldn't know outside of Jet fans or any Jet fan, is what you just said. We're going from the 33rd quarterback, and I understand there's only 32 teams in the NFL. We're going from 33rd to, if you're being extremely conservative, a top 16 quarterback in Rodgers. And to be honest, I don't want to speak for Nick, but I'll speak for myself. I could see him easily being a top 10 quarterback. So from 33 to top 10, and you consider what they've accomplished in the intermediate with that trash at quarterback, holy crap, Rodgers should take us to some unbelievable level. And God forbid, if he is the same angry MVP guy was a couple years ago, and we're talking about a top 3-4 quarterback. Now we're talking about a different conversation. But even if you go to the conservative level of 33 to 16, it's such a dramatic improvement that the Jets are already in the playoff picture, and God knows what else they can accomplish.
Yeah. I say this, and I don't say this as a dig to Aaron Rodgers in any way, shape, or form. Like, I'm wearing the Mr. Rogers neighborhood T-shirt, right, with the New York skyline behind it. So I'm a Rodgers guy. Aaron Rodgers, to me, before he was ever a thought of being a Jet, was must-see TV. I've always wanted to watch him play. I when he was on national television, I treated it like a Jet game. I'm not doing nothing. I want to watch him play the position, manipulate the defense, watch him execute the offense. Absolutely. It's an appreciation for the player and the game and what he brings to the game at the position. Now, I say this not as a dig to him. I say it as what I think. Imagine an offense where Aaron Rodgers just has to be third down efficient and red zone efficient because the offense is going through Breece Hall. Mm-hmm. Aaron Rodgers has no ego. Aaron Rodgers will hand the ball off 35 times in the game if that's what it takes to win the game. He's fine with that. He will praise the running backs like he did in Green Bay. If we got to have him making 3rd and 5 throws or getting from the 8-yard line on 3rd down into the end zone, and that's what we ask him to do because we don't need him to carry us the entire field. We don't need to put the weight of the world on his shoulders because it is Breece Hall's offense, and Breece is the one who could be the main cog in this wheel. How much better does that make us? Right? Like I said last night, this offense, what are the options? Hand it to Breece Hall. Oh, okay. Oh, have Aaron Rodgers throw. Oh, okay. Like where's the negative? It's not like all right, Breece Hall. No, now we got to have Zach throw on 3rd and 8. Shit, just don't turn the ball over. Let's punt. Let the defense come in. No, we're gonna get these first downs, guys.
Yes,
we're gonna do this thing called 3rd down conversions. We're gonna do this thing called sustaining drives. We're
Oh,
going to do these things called touchdowns. Weird terms. I'm sorry. I'm throwing a lot out at
not
you guys.
familiar with the
I
vernacular,
Googled
but
it.
it sounds
I
interesting.
Googled it. Other
Yeah.
teams
Oh.
do this, and it leads to wins. It leads to playoffs. It leads to winning the division. It leads to winning a Super Bowl. I don't know. Maybe that would be interesting to me to do that ourselves and not just on Madden. Little plug
Yeah,
for the
right.
Fall Every Play.
Yeah, right. Which is interesting. Again, I'm looking forward to all of that, Jazz, because you are right. It is so funny and sad, and something I should talk to about my therapist probably. But that Zach Wilson, there was nothing that pained me more than a 1st and 10 that got stuffed, and all of a sudden it's 2nd and 11. I'm like, oh god, we're already behind the 8 ball. Oh geez, how are we gonna get out of this hole? And how it all goes. That's pretty funny, and like I said, sad at the same time. All right, everybody, that's going to wrap up the show. We got 350 people in the room. Again, I'll give another shout out. We have opened the gates of hell, baby. Jets Patriot tickets are now for sale. They're $140 a pop. You can PayPal or Venmo either me or Nick Shine, whichever you prefer. That is down below in the description with both of the last 4 digits of our phone number. If you need that, it asks for you that extra step of security before you send it. And you guys leave all the details in there. Again, full name, how many tickets, tailgate if you wanted. That's $65 optional. Again, tailgatejoe.com. You guys can see all the details there if you guys would like. But make sure you're as descriptive as possible when you're sending the money over so we don't just get random money with no real explanation. Go ahead, Nick.
Put your email in there also because
Okay.
I'm in the Jake group for Houston and he had a DM me on Discord. Make sure if you haven't already, Twitter, Discord, whatever, get in contact with us because if we need to get in touch with you, just don't send us money without an email because the New York Jets will put the tickets to your email when they're available. I just got mine from
Correct.
Jake last night. So if you put your email in the Venmo also, that'll help. Put, so-and-so gmail.com, 2 tickets. Here's the tailgate also. Boom, done.
Yeah, I'm going to make sure. So, again, if you're watching this live, great. You may be watching it after the fact. I'll also be putting out a graphic on all social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I'll be tagging Nick Shine and all of those different ones. And we'll have all of these descriptors that you need. Again, full name, email, and details, quite frankly, on what you're sending, if it's a partial payment, as we talked about earlier, or any of that, Jet, so we can keep track of everything and make it easy, because I'm sure a lot of stuff will be flooding in here. Again, $140 per the ticket. That's a flat rate, plus the optional tailgate of $65 as well, which is all inclusive, alcohol, food, and all that jazz. As Nick Shine says, none of that's going to run out. It's the ever-flowing fountain. Like you think you've drunk enough, and more, sir, more. All of that is going to continue to replace. So yes, Matthias, is $140 for the ticket and $65 for the tailgate. Again, the tailgate is optional. I'd love for you to do it if you want to, for food, drink, and all that splendor. But if you just want to come for the ticket, you can hang out with us and not eat any of the food or drink and hang out with us at the pregame tailgate and do that if you'd like. And then you can sit with us at the game. So yes, it's $140 for the ticket. It's $65 for the tailgate, and that's a per ticket. So if you're bringing multiple people around, feel free to do so. Again, we'll also have a graphic coming out later with all of these details as well. Again, PayPal, Venmo in the YouTube description. It'll also be on the promotional graphic that should be coming out in a couple hours.
To answer Snowball's question, send it to us, and then we'll do the tailgate. Because once we get to 25 people, he will provide a VIP tent for us. That way we have like a little meet and greet area. We have the tent. We'll provide some tables for us. If we get to 25, he'll throw that in for us. So that'll be a nice little thing to have, like a little area where we congregate and can set some things up. So,
Also,
yeah.
I think it's good to mention this because this is an interesting way. I've mentioned that you could get the ticket, the tailgate's optional. Technically, you could do the inverse. I know some people may have already bought their Jets Patriots tickets, but if you guys are like the pregame tailgate with us and you already have your own situation, you can buy the tailgate and hang out with us and then go sit wherever the heck you're going to sit. Obviously, I hadn't thought about that till now, but obviously that could be extremely possible, obviously. So you could do that. But yes, we also don't want that diluted. So if you guys pay Joe straight and then we don't know our numbers of who's coming where from what, that'll be confusing. So yeah, send it all through us, and then obviously we will be the conduit to send it both to the Jets for the tickets and obviously Joe for the tailgate. But we're trying to keep track of all the numbers so we kind of have a sense both for the Jets and for Joe how many people are coming. So again, all through us. But again, it's $140 for the ticket $65 for the tailgate. Either are optional, technically speaking, so you can do one or the other, but just be as descriptive as possible. This is a Thursday night football game, not a Monday night. It is a Thursday night football game, Week 3, Jets-Patriots.
September 19th, the day
There
of
you go.
destruction and terror, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I hope to see and meet a lot of you there. That's why we're doing the tailgate group. You know,
Yes.
I've had people come, and I've been on the grill. We did the Jet Lounge 2 years ago, 2022 opener. Jeremy, Green Bean, Buffalo Jet fan, Adam, a lot of people, Gunny, were coming and saying, and I'm on the grill, and I'm like, you know what? I do not want to do this again. I'd rather be able to talk and meet and hang out with everybody, you know, and smoke the cigars with everyone. So, yeah, I figured it would be better to do this than instead of try to take it on ourselves and buy the extra grills. And now you're getting into other expenses and stuff. And we just said, you know what?
Leave it to the professional.
Take our party on. They have cornhole. They have beer pong games. They got a DJ. Tailgate Joe will get up on the truck and talk on the PA system. Tyson Rouch is doing a party there as well that day, so he'll be over in that vicinity.
Yeah,
So
it'll be great.
Yeah. It'll be a lot of fun. You'll see a lot of other Jets fans. It's an awesome party. And let's be real, early September, probably some good eye candy walking around too. You know, it's not the turtleneck and hoodie weather yet, so maybe some nice eye candy there at the big party.
Yeah, you never know what you can see. And Jared B., I see the Paul Lou Sportsbook. I do have details in my YouTube description, but we won't announce that until we get a little bit closer for that. But yes, you guys can look at those details that are in my YouTube description. And for the who's email, Nick or Paul, you could do either or, quite frankly. If you guys do want to reach out to us, my email is down below. That is paulasdenjr@gmail.com. That's my real email, and that's also what's associated with my Venmo and PayPal. So it's all kind of connected. So for sending money, for asking for further details, if there's something you don't understand, also that's available as well. But Nick, go ahead and provide your email as well.
Yeah, it's proudnyjf@gmail.com. You can send anything there. Matthias, message me on Facebook, pal. You got any questions, message me on Facebook, and I'll give you all the info that you need.
Perfect.
And we should just exchange numbers by now, Matthias. I don't know why we haven't. So look at me getting digits on your show. Look at that.
Yeah, there you go. Wow, that's nice. And then appreciate Jetted Out here at the end with the YouTube super chat. What's up, fellas? BG and Nick. And hopefully we'll be doing a lot more of these partnerships in the future, both virtually here on the show, but I'm looking forward to meeting Nick for the first time in person as well, and with everyone else, because that's really what this is all about. This is really a ritual animal sacrifice. We're all just kind of rallying and drinking and eating, and then we're going to watch an absolute bloodbath in MetLife Stadium and celebrate and do some weird tribal rain dance of some sort on the bodies of the New England Patriots. Yeah, that's what we're hoping for.
Yep. And then just one other thing, the week of, there will be parking passes available at cost. So don't go buy one on the resale market. There will be parking passes available to us at face value from the Jets, a specific link that does come out. So don't go buy
great nugget on that. That's a great nugget on that.
$140 parking pass. We will have parking passes at face value available to us.
Okay, looking forward to that. And also what Jared B said. I do need some more subscribers. I used to feel bad when I used to work at a grocery store, and I'd be like, sir, your change is 666, and then it sent that guy, whoever that random customer was, on some hellhole for the rest of his life. So yes, I am currently apparently at 6.66 on the 1,000 subscribers.
This is why we're working together, because the GoFundMe that we're doing to get Hank G from Canada down to his first Jet game, we got 2 donations last night. From Clancy and then Rick Kent, and we're at 666 on the GoFundMe as of last night. So
wow, that's got to be the gods or the devil saying something. I don't know which, but either way, appreciate the extra foreign powers there. God bless America. So thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it, and I'll be back later today. We got an afternoon show with Woody and some Take Flight today from Instagram. Will be coming up later, so you guys can check that out. But again, we'll also have a promotional graphic, so stay tuned to my social media. It's @BoyGreen25. I'll put it out on the Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram page. Plus, I'll put it out here on the YouTube community page as well for all you freaks here as our subscribers. And Nick will also will reshare it on his social medias as well. Okay, let's go. Nick, great stuff, man. And we'll do this again soon.
This will be fun.
All right, thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.